So drumsticks. There's more to a drumstick than meets the eye. Okay, so firstly, I have a pair. My drumsticks here. Drumstick can be split into sections. We tend to call this section the butt section, which causes much hilarity amongst my younger students. Generally, this is the shaft of the drumstick. This tapered bit tends to be known as the shoulder, and then we have the tip right there. So choosing a drumstick, I've got a bit of a selection here. By no means is this a complete collection of drumsticks. You can get very big ones, very thin ones, very heavy ones. These ones are ProMark ones. They're made out of oak, and they're very heavy. They're very heavy, but they last a very long time. I do like these drumsticks, but these particular ones do tend to be quite expensive. If you're starting out, the best thing for you to do is to go to a music shop where they sell drumsticks. You will find a huge selection of drumsticks. What you need to do is you need to try several pairs. You'll find some that you really like, some that you just don't get on with. At this stage in your drumming career, just pick something that's comfortable and that you like. I tend not to go for anything too flash. Don't go for highly patterned ones. Probably don't go for signature sticks like these. These are Neil Peart signature sticks. These are actually 30th anniversary ones, so I've never played these ones. These are quite special to me, these. I wouldn't bother going for signature sticks. I would try out several different sizes, several different lengths, several different weights. They usually have like a rubber pad that you can just play around on until you find something that you like. The only important thing is that they are straight and it is a matched pair. So what I would recommend doing is putting the drumstick down on a surface and just rolling it and see if it rolls nice and level. If it does, then it's got no bends or anything in it. Once you've chosen your sticks, you'll see on them there's usually a little mark saying how big they are, what they're made of, things. This says 5A maple, so these are made out of maple, and the size is 5A, which is the size I tend to use. As for different brands, again, it's up to you. Just pick something you feel comfortable with. Some of the bigger brands, the Vic Firths, the ProMarks, they tend to be quite expensive. These particular ones are really cheap, generic, get them on Amazon type ones. These are the ones I practice with. Now, the problem with these ones is they tend to break quite easily, so I don't take them out on gigs. They get used in the studio in a nice controlled environment, and they're fine for that. They don't break, they're nicely balanced, and they're quite cheap. When I go out on gigs, I tend to use pedalwood drumsticks. I'm not endorsed by them in any way. They are, for their price, they are very good drumsticks. And they last a very long time, and they are all very uniformly made, and I've found them to be excellent drumsticks. Some drumsticks have wooden tips. Just here, some drumsticks have wooden tips. Some drumsticks have nylon or plastic tips. Again, it's a personal preference then. Some people like the sound of the nylon ones on cymbals. On an electronic drum kit, it makes absolutely no difference at all because you're just triggering a sample. But on an acoustic kit, the plastic ones can mark your heads less than the wooden ones. They're supposed to last longer. They're supposed to not chip. But if you look after your sticks and you have good technique, you shouldn't break too many anyway. So that's drumsticks. It is quite a confusing thing. If you go into a shop for the first time, you will see this wall full of drumsticks. They all look different. They've all got different prices. Pick some that you can afford. You don't have to go for really expensive ones. Try out a few different sizes and shapes. I say shapes because some are thicker than others. Try out the nylon ones and the wooden ones, and just pick something that you're comfortable with, something that you like and that feels nice in your hand. You're going to spend a lot of time with this in your hand, so you've got to be comfortable with it. So, good luck choosing your drumsticks. See you soon.